things we're starting later, so that means that no fancy fanfares or anything like that. We're just going to dive right in. So, last we had left off, all of you. Wait a second. This is criminally devoid of music right now. There we go. That's better. Okay. All of you had been, well, you had been in a quite a sticky situation, to say the least, where all of you had finally made your ways to New Efera as a collective, as a group, and from there you would kind of split up from one another, trying to accomplish these different goals that you had. And the one united goal amongst all of you was finding Alec's father, and successfully you did that, but in finding his father, it seems other things sort of slipped through your fingers. One being so, by going and finding Alec's father's first, it seemed as though you were able to avoid the butchers of Bella Clara when they went and attacked Theralyn and killed her and interrogated her for that information. Missing that, eventually when everybody split up and all of you had your own separate moments together, there were three very, very big ones. For one, we had Alec reuniting with her dad, with Sayla, and discovering more about the lost city of Nibiru, that apparently the chiefs of Efera knew about it, and they know where it is, and it needs to be protected at all costs, because it's not gold or jewels, it is the heart of native magic. Everything that makes Efera what it is found in Nibiru. Second, we had Morganix and her date, if you could call it that. I don't think many would. I think more so a surprise kidnapping is what the proper name for that is, as the date was really just a front to get you away from the group, because you get the feeling now that Ashran, being close to these people, in retrospect, probably was told to look out for a woman with brown hair and an angelic aura. And, well, it seemed as though he had found you, or you had found him, and you were reunited with the three who you ran away from so long ago. Luckily, you made it out, but at a cost. No longer chestnut hair, now hair as black as raven feathers, and purple eyes to match a particular woman you know, which makes your spine shiver. The third and final encounter, aside from the ending one, was Cyrus. Apparently reunited, however, you have no memory of this man, with Rune Master Emerald, this high elf who claims that he knew you and a procedure that happened to you, and most absurdly of all, he claimed that at one point in time you were human, and that the Dragu family was never a good match for you. And as quick as he was there, he was gone and just told you to meet him at his tower, and he took some spinach puffs with him. The final encounter involves all of you leaving Haven on the Water, reuniting with Alec and Sayla, and going to the Den Inn, this collection of cottages for traveling merchants and other people around Efera and from the world, and there, just by a slip of an unconscious slip, thinking of the first name that came to your mind, it was revealed to you that Brez and Dara, the two people who had killed Varnast, well, unsuccessfully killed Varnast, were here. They were staying here, and the man working the counter, having little to no morals of his own and just working for the coin, gave you their room number and where they were at. You ambushed the two of them in the middle of the night, eventually striking a deal out of fear between the two to lure the weasel here to where you are so you all can finish him off and weaken the butchers of Bella Clara in their traversing of the wilds of Efera. And I think that is a really good place to pick up. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move to the map of New Efera. Oh my fucking god. And then we're going to... Sorry, I'm just giddy right now. We're going to move
A good thing or bad?
I'm just really excited. Okay, so picking up right where we had left off, Selah, invisible and stealthed, you were sent to follow Brez all along until he found the weasel, making sure that he was sticking to what he was supposed to be doing, sort of babysitting him. And you do just that. Oh, wait a second. Do I need to... No, okay, never mind. I'm good. All right. So, doing just that. It's now evening time. The streets are less lively, that's for sure, but there's a certain life to them. Selah, a life that you're very, very comfortable with. You can see that when the sun sets, that is when all the scum comes out. And boy, is there a lot of scum in the city, as Brez is slowly making his way through the city streets back to the Haven on the Water to try and persuade the weasel to come with him. You can see so many faces and people who you know. Oh, that one sells poison. No, that one sells probably stolen weapons for a discounted price. That one's definitely a hired killer. You just have a sense for these things, these underground connections. But now's not the time to get distracted. You have a mission. And hopefully a mission that will lead to finally killing someone. Fuck. You're just so ready for that. But you don't let it distract you. You keep going, and you keep following him. Given the fact that you're invisible, this entire first half of the journey is very, very easy, as you are making your way down the road and following him until you get back to the Haven on the Water. At about that point, you're at about 45 minutes, and if I'm correct, invisibility only lasts an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at about 45 minutes. So you have 15 minutes left as you get to the Haven on the Water. You see him enter the building. Do you want to follow after him?
Yes, but I'm acutely aware of how much time I have, so I'm going to be very careful with where I go and what I do at this point.
Okay. All right. Okay, that is good to know. What I would like you to do for me is preemptively, I would like you to go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, just so we can know what your stealth will be when the invisibility drops. No advantage, no nothing, because you're going to be inside the tavern.
Come on, you got this.
Big money, no whammies.
Yeah!
That's it, baby.
That is. Here, Kayla, real quick, could you come grab me the iPad charger? Sorry.
Yes, fine.
Okay. So, as we are going here, let me get some stuff going on. Okay, so 27, that is good to know. And when we get there, I will let you know when you turn uninvisible. So, I think the proper word is visible, but that's okay. So, we're going to go here, and I'm going to plug my iPad in because it's at 8%. All right, we're charging. We're good. So, you make your way into the Haven on the Water. And you can see Brez head up one flight of stairs. You follow him up. He goes up the second flight of stairs to the third floor. And the third floor is the darkest. It is the most quiet. And it is the most uncomfortable. Where you know people like the Ox and the Silence and the Weasel, these butchers of Bella Clara. You know that people like them, that's who comes up to the third floor. They don't want to be surrounded by rowdy drunks. They want to seethe and just wait. Wait for something to come up there that shouldn't be there and attack it. And you can see, as you make your way up to the third flight of stairs, as Brez is approaching the table, you can see that the butcher, or you can see that all three of them are there, sitting at a table, drinking together. And you can see it's so easy to get a read on the situation. You're no expert on body language, but this is so blatantly obvious, where you can see the Weasel is hunched over the table, and he's got a big tankard of ale, and he says, Now you know it's gonna happen when we get out of here, right? We're gonna go, and we're gonna do things. We're gonna kill, and it's gonna be real nice, right? And as he's sort of going on and on and on, just really saying so much about nothing, you can see the ox, just this jutting, sloped brow, just staring at him so angrily, just screaming at him to shut up. But, just like Brez says, they need him. So, they don't say anything. They sit and they wait. And you can see, as soon as the ox makes eye contact with Brez, you can see Brez sort of skip a beat, where he has a small moment of where he stops and then continues forward. He approaches the table, and how close do you want to get? Just close enough that you can hear?
Yeah, she's not gonna risk it at this point. She's way too close to time.
Okay. Alrighty, so you kind of nestle yourself up in a corner of darkness, where there's some kind of like drapery over here, where at one point in time this probably might have been, before they had made the additional expansions of the rooms, might have been someplace where you could have taken a concubine of some sort and done some things. But abandoned now, you hide in there, and the thin sheet of cloth gives you a good veil for when the invisibility does drop. You get there, and you can listen very clearly as Brez approaches, and you can almost hear the anxiety in him, where he approaches the table and he says, Advan, I have a message for you. And you see the weasel, he sort of snaps his head, and he says, you don't call me that. No one calls me that. I'm the weasel, alright? And then Brez just kind of wide-eyed shakes his head. Of course, weasel. I have a message for you, and I think it's best that you hear it alone. And Brez is going to go ahead and roll a persuasion check. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to, just because it's fun. These aren't GM rolls, right? These are going to be D20 in front of everybody.
Oof.
Alright, so Brez has got a +4 to persuasion. Alright. So, he sort of stammers that out, but he gains control over himself towards the end. He says, it's a rather urgent matter regarding your army, your brave troops out in the field fighting against the law. And the weasel kind of looks up at him and says, yeah, all right. Sure. And he gets up and he looks at the other two and he says, I'll be right back, all right? Right back. Okay. And the two of them begin to walk next to each other on the third floor, moving away to another table. And you can see the ox just staring down Brez. And before Brez is able to move past the table, his that like weapon that he has, that like weird quarterstaff with a blade on one end, just sort of comes out and stops Brez at his legs. And he says, where is the girl? Orc. I thought the two of you were inseparable. Find it strange that you come here now, with no girl. What? Did Mommy have you slit her throat too? And you can see Brez tense. And... oh, that's cocked. Oh, wait a second. Let me do this, just because this is more fun. So he says that, and Brez sort of clinches, and he says, it's related to the matter with the weasel. Yeah. And he's going to go ahead and roll deception, which is only a +1. The ox stands up, and you can see Sayla that he stands maybe, good 6 to 8 inches taller than Brez. Yeah, you would assume he's a Goliath, but there's no tattoos, there's no markings that would signify that. I mean, as far as you can tell, he looks human, which is terrifying. But he stands up, and he says, before you talk to him, I would appreciate honesty. If you won't give me honesty willingly, I will take it. Am I clear? And Brez kind of... Crystal. Very good. So, Brez, I will ask you again. Where is the girl? I don't know why I rolled that. I don't know why I rolled that die. He says, we got into an argument. That man we killed, our comrade. We got into a disagreement, and she stormed off, and it's rather embarrassing for me to talk about. Alright. Okay, now insight. Okay. And you can see the ox untense, and he slumps down, and he begins to laugh. That is quite funny. You do everything in your power for that girl. You kill your comrade. You... Well, who am I kidding? You say that you did it for the love of her. It's what you told us. Makes you seem heroic, yeah, but the three of us know. I find it frankly adorable how much you love your mother, Brez. But someday you have to stop being Mama's boy, yeah. And Brez kind of... One day. Yeah. Very well. Talk to the weasel all you'd like. I think the two of us will go on a walk. We need some fresh air. It's getting a little stuffy in here. Enjoy, Advent. As the weasel stands up, or as the ox stands up, and the silence follows after, all of those beads on her face clicking as she moves. The entire area sort of shifting and kind of moving away to make a way for, not for him, but for her. And she moves. And Sayla, at about that moment, your invisibility drops, and you just buckle down as hard as you can, curling up into the cloth as much as possible. And you're so concealed by shadow, where you think there's no way anybody could see me. And you can see, as you're looking through the thin cloth, you can see the silence look over towards you, and you can see her start to take a couple of steps in your direction, and you go to grab a dagger, you go to grab a crossbow, anything, and then you hear the ox. Silence. Let's go. We have other things we need to attend to. The Governado has things he'd like to tell us. Come, let's go. and the silence whips her head back. As close as she was to you, she's now broken her attention and follows the ox down the stairs and out of the tavern. Clinging to the shadow, you can hear Advan's and Brez's conversation. Brez speaks. All right. So, I had received word from some street urchin that Sinver had made his way into the city. He has information as to the whereabouts of the individuals who had killed him. There was a group of law knights who tried to kill him. And, well, obviously they were unsuccessful, so he's made his way in, and he'd like to meet with you, but he didn't want to get too close to those because you know how they can be with your army. Mm-hmm. Hey.
So you're telling me that he came into the city, surrounded by all these people, and is waiting with you and the elf. That's where he is? You really think that's... Tell me, what do you know about Sinver? Don't think you know anything, do you? Huh? Anything?
Of course, fine. Listen, I didn't want to tell you because, well, I know how, you know, how much he means to you as a comrade. Obviously, how much your comrades mean to you, and the weasel sort of cuts him off and says,
Oh yeah, you do? Do you know how much comrades mean? I don't think you understand it all. Oh, struck a nerve, did I? No, you don't understand comrades at all. You were willing to betray a comrade you've known for how long? Oh, because Mommy said so.
And I'm going to have Brez make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. You can see, Sayla, you can see his fists clenched so tight and his jaw, and he just exhales. Okay. And your point? Listen, do you want to know where Sinver is or not? I was trying to tell you where he was, but you decided to tell a funny joke. Right? So can I finish my sentence now?
Fine, go ahead. Where's Sinver? No bullshit anymore.
Right. Okay. All right. He's alive, but barely. He'd been mutilated. Arms, legs cut off. There was another screaming weasel who had carried him in to New Efera looking for medical help of some sort from the sanctuary, but knowing that he was an outlaw, I saw them. I recognized the smattering armor they wear. I don't know how they got in the city, but they did. And I luckily, when I was trying to chase after Dara to convince her, I saw those two, and I thought that was more important than her, and I took them back to where Dara and I were staying, and they're there now. But I don't know how long he's got. If whoever did that to him, they probably wanted him dead, and like you've said before, he means a lot to you. So if he is gonna die, I thought that you would want to have some final words, and I didn't want to say that in front of those two. So there. All right. Persuasion.
Mother bitch.
Oh, yeah? Is that true? I was mutilated. How do you know that? You saw him, right? All right. I'll go see him. Take me to him.
And Sayla, you can see Brez swallow and kind of in disbelief as he shakes his head and says, okay. Yeah, I'll take you to him. It's a bit of a walk from here. It's in the
I know where the two of you have been staying.
And Brez kind of, okay. He stands up and continues to walk down the stairs. And Sayla, with the 27, you're very easily able to follow them safely behind, maintaining that distance. In a very Assassin's Creed style, you're able to blend into the crowd very well. And yeah, you sneak through until eventually you get outside and you see Perez begin to lead the weasel out. And they're in the forest, and you can see in this fake forest that they are fairly alone right now. Normally there are maybe some type of guard or the native slaves who are in this area, but it's just them. And as they're walking out of the tavern, you can hear Advan start to whistle. Just the same two notes over and over and over again. And Brez sort of, is that a song that was in the tavern?
Huh? No. It's well, what us strategists like to call a signal.
And Brez kind of takes a couple of back steps. And what do you mean? And Sayla, you see it before he does, but you can see the ox in the silence sort of breaking out of the trees, flanking him as Advan stands in front of him. Okay. All right, listen, I don't know. And as he turns around, the ox is just kind of, I think you do. So, Brez, tell us what's really happening. Why don't you? Or, as I've said before, I can very easily force honesty as well. Well, not so much me, but... well, I've heard that she does it quite well. As the silence sort of moves closer towards him. The beads clicking and clacking together. This eerie silence filling the air. Sayla, are you doing anything?
She knows good and well, like, the silence, basically knows the silence is gonna get what she wants, correct? From what she gathers.
Yeah, pretty good idea.
She's gonna fade into the dark like a shadow and start heading back quickly and silently as best she can to tell the others, okay, abort mission. We need to get the fuck out of here because, yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Okay. So you run, you begin to, as you fading into the shadows, you still keeping an eye on the situation. Brez tries to backstep, and the weasel just kind of pushes him forward, and then almost like bullies at a playground in elementary school, they're just kind of, the two of them are pushing him back and forth, and Brez tries to stabilize himself. He's like, stop it, fucking stop! And when he yells stop the second time, his entire body just freezes in place. And the silent just has an outstretched, gnarled hand, and just with each contort of her fingers causes him to move and shift and walk towards her. And in this terrifying display, you see her unthreading that stitching on her mouth as the blood just slowly begins to pour out, as the last thing you see is the last bit of thread coming out and the jaw just dropping an inhumane amount. Maybe a gaping maw of 7-8 inches, just huge mouth. And Brez, in total shock and fear, his body shaking, you just see the mouth wrap around his neck and just begin to collapse, like collapse in, and that is the last thing you see before you just dart off running. The fear got you for a second, but you just cannot handle it anymore. You run as fast as you can. You run through the middle gate, eventually getting back to the den. And now, I will say, for this entire about 2.5 hours that you guys have been in the room, it is at over the course of this time, it does go from about 1 a.m. to about 4:30 in the 1 a.m. to 3:30 in the 2:30 in the morning. My bad. So 1:30 2 a.m. right now, as you guys are just getting ready. Dara has said nothing this entire time, unless anybody has tried to get something out of her. So are you guys just patiently waiting for Sayla to get back?
Yeah, I think Alec is like back against the door, arms folded over her chest. No one's getting in or out.
Okay, so after about 2.5 hours, when all of you start to really worry that something bad happened, Sayla, you slam into the door, and Alec, her body mass is just too much. Alec, you can feel this like crash hit your back, but then you brace it again. As Sayla, you just begin furiously.
Let me in, bitch! Let me in! I know it's you, Alec. Let me in.
Hey, all right. Should like turn around and open the door. What is going on? Where is he?
Don't have time to explain. Get the fuck out of here. Kill the bitch if you're killing her, and let's go.
What is happening?
It doesn't matter. Fucking kill the bitch if you're killing her, and let's go. We don't have time.
Alec is gonna look at Varnast.
We don't have time. I'm serious.
Take her with us. Let's go.
Where are we going?
I don't care anywhere. We have to get as far away from here as we can. Wherever the fuck we go, we gotta go. She's
Go back
genuinely, like, in a panic, and that's not normal for her.
Let's go back to the room we rented and hide out.
I don't know if that's far enough.
The room. If somebody's after her, we need to leave this area entirely. We can go back. We can go back. Alec is like very uncomfortable. She doesn't want to put her father in danger, but she doesn't know where else to go. We can go back to the natives, and maybe my dad can find out more information for us. It might be safe there. Maybe no one's going to be looking for us. At least not there.
I don't care. I'm gonna leave you guys if you guys don't hurry the fuck up.
What's going on?
I'll tell yous later. We don't have time.
Well, we've been standing here. What's going on?
They fucking got him, the dumb fucking piece of shit. Didn't know how to lie worth a shit.
Brez is dead?
I don't know if he's dead. Pretty sure he probably is, though. The silence opened her fucking mouth and had his neck, so, you know.
Morganix is just gonna get up and go over to Sayla.
Yeah,
Take
Alec
her.
is
Let's
standing
go.
by the door.
I walk up behind Dara. Varnast covers her mouth and stabs her in the back. Just no hesitation.
Okay. Yep, that's good enough. There's no need for damage or anything like that. You grab her and just stab, and she just...
And I keep her mouth covered. I just don't let her say anything.
And there's nothing. And then as soon as you pull your blade out, she limp onto the floor.
Morganix
Let's go.
doesn't stay and watch. She goes outside immediately after.
Yeah, and Sayla's already heading out the door and just walking well away. She's gonna leave you guys. You guys are taking too long.
Okay, so you guys head out the door. Where are you going?
I guess Alec is gonna walk in the direction where she knows the native ghetto is, because that's the only place she knows where to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems like the safest place.
Alrighty, as quickly and as inconspicuously as you can head there, you do, taking, instead of going on the main road, weaving through the different cottages in this area until you do get to the gate leading into the native ghetto, and you can see that it is where the rest of the city sort of comes alive to a degree with that terrible scum. The native ghetto is even more quiet and more secluded at this point. And you eventually get to that native embassy, and Alec, you remember the 2 knocks and the door slides open, and you can see there's definitely less people in here. Your father's no longer in here, but Tenrin is, the tiefling man, and he sees.
Fuck. Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
We left fucking Ko's dad.
Yeah, that just occurred to me.
Fuck.
I
Wait,
can
where
go and get him, I guess.
was he at the cottage? That's right. We
Yeah,
totally
we
would not
left
have
him.
left without him.
We would not have left him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we'll say that you go back to the room. You do get him, and you do make your way back. There's no reason. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, because your players definitely would. Your characters would definitely not have forgotten that. Okay. So.
Thank you.
Oh, I was just waiting. I was like, were they gonna remember? That's okay. All right. So.
You monster.
There's a lot going on right now.
It's okay. It's okay. So you do go back, and you do get Ko's dad. You get Kagan, and then you head back. And Kagan, you can see he's definitely. When you go and get him, he seems very. He was in shock at first, and he had a small bit of time to rest. But as you grab him and move towards the native ghetto, Varnast, actually, I'm just gonna say this because this is a passive insight thing, and I just know that you have the highest passive insight.
Woohoo!
So we're gonna move there. So you would recognize that Kagan is staying as far away from Morganix as he can, and you're not exactly sure why. There wasn't really an issue before, but it's just something that you notice, where if she's at the front, he's at the back. He's just trying to stay as far away as possible. And that's it.
Okay, noted.
All right.
Interesting.
Boop. And boop. Alrighty. So, cool. We're there. Alright, so at that point, you make your way. Knock. All of you make your way in. Kagan is with you, and still no Logan, but Tenrin. And as Alec and Sayla, the 2 of you, make your way in, he looks up at the 2 of you, +4, and he says, what's happening?
It's a long story, but we need to stay here for the night.
What? Okay. Okay. I guess you.
Where is my father? Is he here?
He's asleep. It's how long past sundown? Fine. There's no beds, but you can sleep on the floor in here. Listen. We just don't have the beds to spare. Most of them are already taken up by people who are gonna either head into the city or head out of the city.
Tenrin, I don't think we're gonna be sleeping. We just needed somewhere to stay and collect ourselves.
Okay, do you want me to go get Logan?
No, just let him sleep.
Darling, nice to meet you. I'm Cyrus. We'd really like to come in. This is pretty fucking bad.
All right, just fine. Just come in. Shut the door. Okay, what's the big rush? Why are all of you acting like that? Well, for one, Alex, Sayla, who are these 4?
Friends. They're friends. They're good.
Okay, and you
Friends.
know that for sure?
It's friends.
Yes, I know that for sure.
All right. I trust you. It's just, I kind of live on the anonymity thing, so I'm just trying to make sure that this is safe and they're not people who are trying to throw the entire thing. All right, fine.
Tenrin, we don't have time for this. Do you not understand? I've
right.
said this once, and you can see Alec getting really angry. She doesn't usually get this angry outside of combat, but her hands are in fists at her side.
Okay. Varnest,
And she's almost growling at this point.
Varnest, do you notice that same thing that I mentioned earlier? You notice it again. You can see him kind of take a couple of steps back, and all of you can see Alec's tattoos start to glow a little bit as she gets more angry. And he says, all right, okay. All right, do whatever you need to. Fine. Do you need my help with anything?
Not currently. We just needed a place to get away and just hide for a minute.
Fine, figure out whatever you need to, and... Alright? Alright. God. He just kind of takes a step back, and you guys are pretty much in the room by yourself right now. The only other person who's in here is Tenrin, but he's sort of moved to the other side of the room.
Fuck, that was terrible. That was a bad idea. Jesus.
What happened?
Well, we made it back. Everything was going pretty well. I managed to find a good hiding spot, and they were all together at a fucking table. Silence, all of them. Fucking. And she just kind of shudders and is kind of disgusted. He completely failed. They could see basically right through him. He managed to pull it together once, and then it was back to a disaster. And as soon as they went outside, he called in the silence and the big guy, and yeah, I guarantee they got the truth from him. She isn't human at all. I don't know what the fuck she is.
So, they know we're onto them.
It would seem so. Like,
And with
there's
that,
no way
I
he's
just start
alive.
drinking.
He's gotta be dead. He's more than likely dead. And if he is alive, he's probably pretty fucked. So, yeah.
New plan. We need to leave the city in the morning. We can't stay here.
We
I
still
agree.
have shit we have to do, though. Like, we can't even progress until we've gotten a little more information.
Alright.
We know we need to get to that temple.
There's so many loose ends. Okay, prudence information. Where were they staying? Where did Brez take you to?
I mean, we knew they were at the Haven in the Water.
Yeah, that's what
He
it's
told
called.
us that last time.
They were at the Haven. At least that much was true that he told us.
Did you hear them say anything else? Anything in particular? Anything that stands out?
My memory just kind of blanked. There wasn't anything really of importance, was there, Joe? I don't think there was.
Well, there was the one thing that they were dogging him on. Where
Yeah. They were dogging him a lot. I guess he's very close to your former boss, Farnest?
You see it. We're in like a room, right?
Yeah, it's like a 12 by 12 room. It's pretty big.
Yeah, you guys have seen at this point that Varnas just like went to a corner and like took a seat and his eyes are closed. He's not like sleeping, but he just kind of seems out of it. At that comment, he just kind of like waves his hand, kind of like acknowledging it, but not adding anything to it.
I'm kind of like avoiding looking at Varnas. I'm pretty like fucked up with the fact that he just straight up murdered that girl.
Yep, same.
You're fucking right.
Fucking
Sayla's
asshole!
perfectly
She
okay
killed me
with it.
first.
Attempted. Wait, no, you did though.
Chris has also murdered somebody, though. Let's not forget.
Hey, no one knows that.
Alec knows that. Alec knows that. Alright.
How are we going to get to that temple? How are we
think-
going to beat a ship?
Why don't we start with Benjamin? She had that dwarf woman, she had a scribe. My father said that he might have some information, and whatever she was going to tell us, maybe he knows it. And maybe he has a way for us to get there, or knows a shortcut.
Then why
Just
are we waiting till morning? Why don't we go drag him out of bed now?
Speaking of information, this might be rather prudent. Varnast and I and Kagan were met by a chap who I don't know. He certainly knows me. He's the Rune Master. I think he's the one who does all the weird shit to people around here, but he seemed rather charming. But he works for the Governado, and he knows things. And apparently, I was a human, and I say that, and I just down whatever I'm drinking.
And you didn't think to tell us this earlier?
At what fucking opportunity, sailor?
I don't know, when we were in the room discussing what we were gonna do next, maybe?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but things have been moving rather quickly this evening.
I know, I've been doing all of the legwork.
Just give me a moment, dear.
Morganix is just gonna go and put an arm around Cyrus.
Okay, can he get us to this temple if he's... Alec is a little annoyed about the whole, he's probably the one doing that to these people here, but she'll put that aside for now. Can he help us and get us to this temple faster, or do you not know?
I mean, he knows all of us, which is pretty concerning. But
Seems to be a long list of people who do know all of us.
I don't know if I trust anybody who works for the Governado.
From the impression I get, I could be rather off base, as I have been on impressions of many people. He seems pretty well intended, besides the brainwashing shit. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I don't like this guy.
I say again, why don't we just go pull the scribe out of bed?
I agree. I'll wake him up. And Alec is already, turning to head out. She doesn't know where the fuck she's going, but she's turning.
Stop.
Alec, yeah, let's figure out where the fuck he is first. Chill. For just
Did we not just rush in head first into our last problem? The three of them are out there looking for us right now. We're waiting.
Right. But if we don't figure out where to go next or how to get there, we're just waiting. We're sitting. We're idle. We're doing nothing.
And sometimes you need to do that. Be patient.
As all of you have been yelling back and forth at one another in this very high-intensity moment, none of you hear him enter except for Varnast, but you... As most of you are yelling at one another, Varnast, you see an older man, definitely older than the last time you saw him, man enter the, must have been 20 years younger, or around there, version of Logan, Alec's dad. As he enters the room, definitely spaced out, woke up and sort of stumbled in here, and you notice that he's just kind of been watching and listening as the conversation has been going on, and he hasn't said anything, and he's just been listening. And none of you notice him yet, only Varnast.
Varnast does not point him out.
Okay. Alright, so none of you notice him, so continue talking.
I mean, I'll be honest, impulse is my flavor, baby.
I don't know what you expect me to do, rather than just stand here and wait. All we've been doing is waiting.
I'm with Alec, man. I'm with Alec. If I see some cream, I want the cream.
Alec looks over, very confused as to what that means. But she'll nod in agreement.
Alec. And you... Alec, you're a little freaked out. It's been a while since you've heard your dad say your name in a dad tone. When you first reunited with him, it was very caring, but you know that tone of voice. Whenever he would try and teach you something, that was always the voice he used. He says, Alec, when a
when a lion is stalking its prey, does it lunge at the first opportunity?
Well, this is different.
Is it?
I don't know.
You have something you want, and you need to wait for the opportune moment to strike. Any time now. Any one of these days. Tenrin, myself, Abigail, we could have made an attempt on the Governado's life. It's so easy. So easy you would not believe. But if we strike down one tyrant, another one will rise in its place. We've been waiting for so long for the right moment. And we don't know when that moment will come, but we know that if we make a misstep, it means not only my life, or his, or hers, but all of the natives. They want an excuse to take us. Don't be that excuse. If you go tearing through the city like the beast they think you are, then we're no better than what they think we are.
Oh. I'm sorry. You're right. We will wait. And she'll just kind of take a couple steps back.
Kagan? I think it's best if you leave, Kagan. I can have my men take you out of the city. It's for the best. And Kagan is not saying anything. He's just been kind of staring at Alec. And all of you can notice now that he's been staring at Alec and back to Morganix. And...
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you notice now, but there would be times, you know how you have those moments where you kind of look at somebody and then they like look away and you're like, oh, well, that was just kind of weird. But it's happened a couple times now and you realize that he's kind of been looking at you and trying to make it so it didn't seem like he was. And as Logan says that, Kagan goes, "You are right. I should leave.
Where is he supposed to go?
I will find my son.
Alone.
The wilds are where I belong. I can make my way through well enough. I do not need to be... I do not need the help of natives like Logan. I can
Uvadolka's a pretty long ride there, darling.
The mother will grant me vision and sight, and I will be fine.
Does she grant you a horse?
I would prefer to search and die than be aided by him.
Whoa, do I know why he just said that?
No idea. I mean, you
Much
knew
confusion.
that Ko and Kagan had been banished forever ago, but you had... Your dad just told you it was because they were... He never gave you a good answer. He did that parent thing where he just kind of talked in circles and then moved on.
Okay, well, at that, Alec is going to step forward and she's going to say, "What did you just say? Do you not understand what he has done for you? Do you not understand what he is doing for these people? You do not talk to your chief that way."
He is not my chief. I told him what I saw in the visions the mother gave me, and he banished me for it. I told him that the sins he committed would be paid for tenfold. He did not believe me. I told him what I saw, and he did not believe me. He had me banished for telling him the truth, for doing my duty, the vision the mother gave me.
Lying.
What did you see?
No, he's lying.
I
He's
saw
lying.
a woman with raven hair and purple eyes poisoning the mind of the chiefess's daughter. I saw a feral beast sweeping through, killing anything and everything in her path because she didn't like it. I saw my own chief going under the table, talking and making deals with those who would put us in chains and enslave us. I confronted him, and he had me banished. Me and my son, no more than 5 years old. But he still parades as Logan Silverfoot. Warden. And he spits on Logan's feet.
Punch him in the face.
All right, roll for an attack.
I don't know what's happening. My heart hurts.
Could I have done an insight check while he was saying
Yeah, go for it.
those?
Make an insight check. Yeah.
Can I get in on that action?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Do you mean like great sword, or how do you want me to do this?
Just hit the strength button. Or hit the strength. Okay, so you assume that you're going to hit. You just are so confident. You are almost on the verge of raising. You swing, and as soon as your fist is about to make contact, you see him sort of grab onto your wrist and redirect it down onto the ground lightning fast with this super dexterous agility. And as soon as he deflects it, he says, "See, nothing more than a beast, poisoned by those around her." And he takes a step back, and
How have I poisoned her?
Morganix and Sayla, as far as you can tell, it sounds pretty legit. He's angry, and but you're not sure how much of it is embellished. If any at all.
At that point, Alec is just gonna scream into his face, "You're a liar! You're a liar, and you need to leave. You were exiled for a reason. Because you lie. You spread your lies, and you're the one poisoning our people, so you need to leave."
Alec,
She's like, trying not to cry.
does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Oh!
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, he's a monk.
Okay,
Oh, geez.
so you
right,
see him.
bitch.
you
I'm
see him,
angry.
wrap around and just like throat chop you, and you feel your muscles like tense and freeze, but you just break out of it. And as soon as the fist was there, it's withdrawn, and he's already stepping back. Do you do anything in return, Alec?
No, I think she's just standing there. She's crying, but like she's not moving.
Okay.
Like she just has tears coming out of her eyes, but she's very confused right now.
Okay, so Sayla's kind of getting a little pissed, and
I wanted
I'm
to
not.
do that.
I'm not sure.
How? How do I poison her?
I do not know. I did not see how, but I saw you controlling her, telling her what to do, and she happily responded. She did whatever you asked, slaughtering any and all. Native, coat, it did not matter. Whatever served you best.
You realize you're talking to the world's most goody two-shoes person in the fucking world, right? I can't even get her to kill people. Trust me, I've tried.
I'm sure it is only time. Until she does.
You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You do not know where my allegiances lie. You haven't even been around for years.
Are you saying the mother has lied to me?
I'm saying you are a liar.
Very well. Now we have a chief who traded slaves for protection and a heretic of the mother herself. What a wonderful daughter you've raised, Logan Silverfoot.
Alright, that's enough out of you. Just fucking.
Alec is gonna punch him again.
All right, roll for an attack. Hit the strength button.
Like, what's happening? Everything is gross.
You make contact. Crack! 1 point of damage across his face. No bones break, but you do hit him and he... Well, what's your strength modifier for? Yeah. So 5 points of damage. As his nose and lip begins to bleed.
You do not speak to your chief that way.
I want to look at Logan and see how he's reacting to all this. Maybe do an insight on him.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make an insight check. He's stone-faced right now, but let's see. You're reading him right now, and you can see that he's trying best to maintain a poker face, but there is a combination of pain, fear, and anger on his face right now, where every time he says Logan, Silverfoot, and just pokes and prods at him, you can see those cracks begin to form, and you can tell that the dam is about to break any minute now.
Oh boy.
Alrighty. So, there we go. So, with that, Morganix, you notice that, and the crack, and Kagan comes back up.
Hit
Can
me
I
again.
interject real quick? Oh. So at that comment, Varnas finally picks himself up and he walks over and he very loudly draws his sword. Next person to throw an attack ends up on the ground. Knock it off. Anyone. And looks at Alec when he says that.
I am not an animal.
Then prove it. Stand down.
Alec is just gonna shoot her a death glare at Keegan, but she'll step away.
Some gratitude. Jeez, we just, freed you from slavery and shit.
Leave the man alone.
If there's any truth to what he said, and I'm looking at Logan, then you are turning away an ally out of pride. If there is not, then you have nothing to fear and just let him go as he wants.
He can leave. I have no problem with letting him go.
No. This isn't right. I don't understand what's happening. This isn't right. He cannot leave until I understand what is happening. She looks at Keegan again. How could you say these things about me? About Logan? I don't understand. We have done nothing. He has done nothing but what is best for the people, right?
Alec,
Right? You
Alec,
make people
Alec,
happy. That's what you said.
Alex,
That's what you taught me. You
stop,
taught me to
stop.
make people
Alex,
happy.
Stop! Stop! Kagan, you may leave if you wish. Alec,
And you see him trying to find words, and he just kind of drops expression and looks down at the ground.
Logan, I hope one day you find peace in the mother's eyes. But until you confront the truth that she told me, you never will. Logan Silverfoot was once great, but now he is not. I extend my gratitude to those of you who freed me. I promise you I will do right by you and your creed. You know of my son, you told me where he is, and I will find him. This is the greatest gift you could give me. I just wish you caution in the coming weeks and months. A storm brews. Looking at Alec and Morganix.
Please be careful.
I will.
I don't like this, but I will let you go if that is what you want.
I think it is best that I leave. And Logan says, Tenrin, take him out of the city. Tenrin comes back in and... yeah, okay, I will. Follow me. Kagan follows after Tenrin. And you can see... excuse me, you can see Kagan pass Logan as they head out. And Kagan stares down Logan, but Logan does not break his gaze from the ground. And they leave through another stone passageway. And it's just the five of you and Logan. I did what I did for my people. I never wanted any of this.
Alec has not looked up from the ground since all this kind of started transpiring.
I'd rate this a solid 4 out of 10 for introductions, but nice to meet you.
Perhaps we should give Alec and her father some time alone.
No. We need to figure out what our next move is. Logan, if you will excuse us while we speak.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
He just leaves the room.
Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know, but that was quite the shit show.
Sayla.
She's not wrong.
And neither of you are helping.
I really don't care at this point.
I'm sure that's true.
Oh, you know it is.
Okay, list of things. We need to talk to this scribe. Alec, you have an errand. I have an errand. Cyrus, do you want to speak to this man again? The magic guy?
Yes. And I kind of look confused myself, but I say yes. I think.
I don't think we should split again while in this city. I think we have to go through everything as quickly as possible when the sun comes up. And be prepared to leave.
I think it goes without saying, but we're not staying at the Haven on the Water anymore.
No.
We're not going to be able to go back for our cart.
I can speak with my father and see if he has a way to get us transportation. Unless, Cyrus, unless your friend can do something for us. But if not, I can see what I can do.
He seems pretty willing and honestly pretty well connected.
Those connections scare me, but we'll have to use what's at our disposal, I suppose.
I mean, I'm not a fan of who he interacts with, but I think he trusts me.
But you don't trust him, right?
I don't know him. I don't distrust him. I I I just I have truly no memory of this man. Truly. Only the faintest glimpses of a memory. Could never fucking get fireball.
So, do we rest and first light we do what needs to be done and then leave the city by nightfall?
Do we wait to nightfall? Can we afford to wait till nightfall?
I was told to be patient, but apparently I am in no position to be making orders, so
You're not making orders, we're discussing as a group.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, you're not doing much of anything.
Hey, fuck both of you. I made it very clear what I wanted to do with Brezandara, and guess what you two did? You ignored it.
we did not ignore it. We
Yes,
tried
you
to
did.
get the better of the situation.
You ignored my wishes in the situation. I did what I could to help you find your father. When it came to something that mattered to me, you ignored my wishes.
Welcome
Not
to the
one of you
club.
asked if I was okay with the plan. Or when you did, I made it clear that I wasn't, that we couldn't trust him, that it was going to go badly, and you didn't listen, and look what happened. By all means, tell me we're in a better spot now.
Well, you got your wish in the end. What do you want now?
No, I didn't. I want to feel like I actually matter.
Then what do you suggest we do?
I don't think any of us are in the mood to discuss it right now. I'm not.
Then we sleep, and first light we figure it out.
Great.
Okay, so all of you head to bed, kind of curling up wherever you can find in this room, and you sleep. And we're gonna go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break to get bathroom, food, water, and yeah, do whatever you need to. But we will be back at 5:28. That's when we're gonna go ahead and restart back up. All right.
Oh, God.
That's so heavy. Oh god.
I'm sad. Everybody hates me. Ugh. Mistakes.
It's all good.
I-
Nah, I'm gonna go get food.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go get some more water and use the restroom. All right. I'm also gonna leave the stream running just because it's easier. All right, be right back.
Anyone still here?
Yep.
Yeah. I really listened to the end of the last episode like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no one asked if Varnast was okay with the plan.
Whoops.
So I was like, there's gonna be some consequences for that coming up.
Fucking great. I love it. Conflict is good.
What?
It's great. I love it. Conflict is good.
It is, but now I'm all tense. I get too into character sometimes.
Right. Me
I'm
too.
glad my
Early-
roommate's not here because I'm sure you all heard I was like legit yelling just now. So sorry about that.
I was earlier, so don't feel bad. That was great.
I'm just gonna say, I told you all it was a stupid plan.
It would have worked if he rolled better.
Would it?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hi.
Alright, is everybody doing okay?
Yeah, I'm getting too into character, so I need to de-stress for a second.
Same.
So I actually talked to Joe about this, and I just mentioned it, but I'll let you know. Yeah, I listened to the end of last session like 3 times, like specifically the whole Brez and Dara thing, because that was like the big thing for Varnast going forward.
Oh my, yeah.
And yeah, not once did anyone ask if Varnast was okay with the plan. Like everyone just kind of did it.
Hey man, I do very much so remember Alec saying something along the lines of, it's like Varnas's decision.
Right, but no one actually confirmed if he was okay with it.
That is true.
Varnast was eventually like, okay, Sayla's gonna go do this, we're gonna do invisible. I cast invisibility on her, and I was like, oh, we're just doing this then. Okay, there's gonna be some consequences for that.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, don't apologize to me, it's a game, but
Oh,
Varnast.
trust me, Varnas made that very clear. Alex is feeling like dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, her little speckle of dirt.
Yeah.
It's kind of like welcome to the club. They never listen to me.
Aw.
Yeah, Sayla had his back. She was gonna kill Dara.
Lessons learned.
Are they?
Okay, alrighty. 528. So real quick, how's everybody I just want to make sure. There's been a lot of yelling and a lot of anger. I just want to make sure everybody, human-wise, is doing okay.
we were actually just talking about that.
Okay, good.
No, Varnast is very upset. Ryan is great. He's just stressed because he gets too into character.
Valid, I feel that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of yelling, and I just want... I don't want to... I just want to make sure everybody's doing okay.
Let's Dungeons and Dragons!
I appreciate that.
Okay, alright.
Until check-ins ago.
Jamie here?
Yeah, so that's what I was just...
Jamie.
Jamie?
Jamie?
Jamie.
Sorry, switch back to my PC.
Oh, there you are.
Hey,
I was like,
hello.
you unmuted yourself.
Fucking
Don't
Windows update. Like, what the fuck?
That's wonderful.
Oh, that happened to me that, last session with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this'll take 2 seconds to restart. No, fuck me, right?
Kayla told me Joe was going to stream and come check it out, but damn. Yeah, there's somebody watching. One of the players watching yesterday. She was like, what a session to just... what a session to drop in
Lisa,
on.
yeah, she just texted me. She's like, I just wanted to hop on and watch your guys' stream. And then she said, dude, what the fuck is going on in your game? She said, I just popped in to see what's up. Oh my god, this is crazy. That's what she said. It's so funny. She said, this is tense AF, my guys.
Hey, that means
Shout
we're
out
doing a
to
good
Lisa.
job.
Yeah, we love
If
Lisa.
someone just checking in is like, oh shit, then that means we're doing a good job.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Okay, so with that, it's 5:30. We're 2 minutes over. Gotta fucking go, man. So,
Sorry.
You're the one that has to start it, Joe.
that's okay. I know. I'm telling myself that. Stop distracting me. I'm so easily distracted. Okay, so diving back in. Where to even begin?
Alec is going to
Yeah.
probably not get a lot of sleep, but she only needs 4 hours.
Yeah, that meditation.
Yeah, but literally before the sun even comes up, as soon as it starts to glow light, she wants to get up.
Yeah. Well, that's actually when your 4 hours is done,
Dope.
because you guys went to bed at like 3:34 a.m. So
Perfect.
just after the sun has risen is when you successfully reach the end of your meditation.
I don't think Morgonix is getting the best sleep either, but she's praying a lot before she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So with that, doing your sort of nightly rituals of either meditating, praying, or drinking, you all eventually wake up with one another. It seems as though most of the other people have sort of avoided coming into this room after knowing what happened yesterday, or earlier that evening.
Wise.
And you all wake up in the room practically. Sorry, you all wake up separated from one another in your own separate corners and piles, and morning is here. It's probably, let's see, what, maybe 10 a.m., 11 a.m. right now. That's like the soonest you could have woken up to get that full, 8 hours plus whatever time you're taking to plan. So it's 10:30, 11 a.m. What are you guys doing?
Cyrus,
Yes,
come here real quick.
that's very sinister, Varnas, but okay.
Once you get in front of him, he kind of looks at you, kind of shuts his eyes. He starts kind of waving his hand, like kind of drawing this rune in midair. And then he'll
I need an adult.
and he will cast Remove Curse on you.
Okay, so, Cyrus, this entire time you've just kind of begun to ignore it whenever it comes up. It was so long ago, and now it's just become part of the ambient air around you. Every day or so it comes in and, I will feast on the flesh of your soul. And there's a moment when Varnas does that and that magic begins to happen. The Kuatoa begins to yell, no, I won't go, no, until glass breaking on the floor, it shatters, and you
Shit, he's gone.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. This calls for wine. And I will pull out a flask and say, Varnas, dear.
I'm good, thanks.
And I drink from the flask.
All right, and you're actually because of the copious amounts of drinking that was happening last night, you're starting to run out in your hip flasks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, probably by 2 p.m., 3 p.m. today you'll be out. So you have about one more drunk spree until you're out of liquor.
Oh dear.
All right.
Before we start talking as a group, Alec will cautiously approach Varnast. And she will do her best to look him straight in the eye when she speaks. I feel as though it is only right that I apologize. And you have the right to not accept that apology. I would not if I were you. But that is a decision for you to make. We should have... It was not our decision to make when it came to Brez and Dara. You're right. We were thinking irrationally. We were thinking with fear and anxiety. And we struck too soon. And as we can all see, that was a mistake. And now we are here. And I will accept responsibility for that. I will not be making any decisions again. So, I am sorry.
I also apologize for not taking what you wanted into consideration. I was swept away. I am still not comfortable with any of this. And I take life very seriously. But that was not my call to make.
I know we haven't known each other long, but I need you to understand how much that hurt. I had my companions, and within a day's notice, they went from hugging me to cutting my throat open. With you lot, I thought things would be different. To have my wishes just so openly ignored, it made me feel like I did not matter. And that almost hurt more than the cut.
You matter. I disregarded your wishes as immoral, and so it was easy to see past them. I'm sorry. I can't even promise that it won't happen again, but I will try to be more mindful.
How would you have felt if we had a chance to save your holy friend, but I told you no, the mission came first, and I didn't allow you to do that? How would you feel?
I'm not entirely sure the two are comparable.
I think they are.
Fair. All I can say is I will try to do better. And I am sorry. I may not agree with you, but we do need each other. And I do value you. But you frighten me a little.
I serve the gods. I have no idea whom you serve. You're the one that scares me. Especially after what we heard last night.
That scares me too.
And then I look back over to Alec. Gods brought me back so that I could help. That doesn't mean that I'll always be right or that everything I say should be taken as scripture, but you need to be willing to heed the counsel of others.
I understand. I have a problem when it comes to my temper. And apparently I also have a problem with where my leadership comes from. So that is something that I'm working on. And I also apologize. I am no leader. So I will not overstep that again.
Fair enough. If you show through your actions that your words are sincere, then your apologies will be accepted. But it'll take more than words, and I hope you understand that.
I do.
Alec just gives him a very long, hard look.
Yes.
I understand. But I also need you and everyone here to understand that I am not an animal.
Alec, I've never thought you were.
I don't know who I am anymore. But I know that I am not a savage being like the people here think that I am, or what some of you may think that I am. I am of this earth, I am of this mud and dirt beneath our feet. But there is much that separates these animals and these creatures from us. I love these creatures as if they are my blood, but they are not. And I am not of them.
I don't think you're an animal. I've seen you cut a man clean the fucking half.
Without good reason. Not without good reason. I don't just kill people because I think it's fun.
Alec, my job for the past 20 years of my life, until things went very south very quickly, I hunted pirates. I know what monsters and beasts are. I've cut down men who looked like they could have been my brother, people who probably were from the village next door. Who and what you are doesn't dictate what you are. Your choices, your actions, your beliefs determine that. And I've never thought you as a monster. Yesterday, perhaps a bit inconsiderate, but never a monster.
Alright. I can only apologize on behalf of my father and the events that took place yesterday. If possible, I would love to just move on and focus on what is at hand. So Farn asked if you would like to share your opinion on what you think the best next move is.
Well, I think we need to prioritize. I think they have detailed descriptions of all of us. It doesn't seem like they think I'm alive, though. So they might have a description of me, but they don't know who I actually am. And why would they? Hopefully Brez didn't give that up, but we'll never know. If it's possible, if there's things that we could do to change, disguise ourselves, perhaps get rid of our old clothes and completely change ourselves, we need to prioritize finding a way to that temple and getting out of this city. If we have time to deliver your box, fantastic. If not, we have to make some hard decisions here.
Where were you even supposed to take that?
Hey Joe, where was I supposed to take that? I wrote it down, but I gotta dig through notes.
It was the.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible player.
It's okay. It's number 4, the etched horn.
Thank you. Okay. He said it was the etched horn. All I have to do is just drop off the box and I can, I guess, get something. But if it's not a priority, then let's just forget about it. I can leave the box here and have someone else deliver it.
We can try to get a grasp on things, because you're right, we can't stay in here for a week. It wasn't what I intended, but going out last night when they were freshly looking for us very likely would have been a disaster. But are there clothes, are there things we can do to help make ourselves look different while we're here?
Oh, please don't tell me I have to dress like a fucking commoner.
Alec just looks at him.
I mean, by all means, if you'd rather wear prison garbs, assuming you get that far if they find you, I mean, take your pick.
I'd sooner fucking blow them and myself up before that happens, thank you.
Is Tenrin around, Joe?
I mean, this entire time you guys have been pretty much alone. Nobody's really come in here.
No one wants to bother us. Get out!
Alec will just kind of like try to find him. Maybe he can give us something. Maybe there's just some spare clothes just lying around somewhere. People just want to give us bits and parts, I guess.
Yeah, so you do find Tenrin fairly easily. He's just outside. It seems like most of the people who have been helping, they've just kind of been congregating in there. But as you exit, he says, "Oh, hello."
Good morning.
Morning.
Is it possible for you to help us find just some clothes? We just would like to do some business before we try to make it out of the city. And people know what we look like. We would like to look not like ourselves. Please.
Yeah, I can. We have clothes that we normally give to the slaves when we send them out of the city.
Oh my god.
They're nothing fancy. I mean, they're really just travelers' clothes.
That'll be fine. I can pay you if that's something you need.
No, don't
Alec
worry.
doesn't really understand currency.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so you just need the 5?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
All right, I'll gather them together and I'll bring them to you when I find them.
Do you have hair cutting supplies?
Yeah, we can find some scissors. If not, I can get you a sharp dagger.
Good enough. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'll bring it all in at once. He heads off, and you guys are in the room for maybe 5 more minutes until eventually he comes back in with a stack of, rough spun linens and wools meant for traveling, looking as inconspicuous as possible, and a set of like butcher's shears. I mean, most of the time it's used on meat, but means it should cut through hair.
It'll work.
Yeah. Okay. And he nods and exits.
What do we want to do first? When we do leave, what's the priority? Seeing Cyrus's friend? We're trying to get information from that person you mentioned, Alec. Because I might have something that will.
Alec goes to speak, but then thinks for a second and says nothing.
Alec, you're not your father. We value your opinion.
I want to do whatever is best for the group, and she'll look at Varn and ask, "What do you think we should do first?"
Alec, I didn't want you making my decision. You can still have an opinion without upsetting.
My opinion is to do what is best for the group. I don't know the answer. We have a number of places to go.
Okay.
Cyrus, Sayla, what would you two like to do?
Oh, you're actually going to ask me for once.
No, I take it back. Cyrus, what would you like to do?
I mean, if we can fit it in, it as much as it seems like a menial task, returning that coffer may prove useful if we need to get the fuck out of here. Any supplies could really, really help right now. But we definitely need to see my friend. I mean, if he may know more than I realize.
All right, so basically, what are our options? We can see Cyrus's friend. We can return Alex's chest. What was the other option?
There,
The package
There's
is at the rookery. Oh, sorry.
no, you're okay.
Okay, if you guys can wait half an hour, I might be able to narrow down our list or figure out which one might be the best option.
How would you do that?
I pull out a bowl and some salt water and oil, and I can cast augury as a ritual.
Okay. Very cool. What are you augurying?
So I mean, basically, like one at a time, like going to see Cyrus's friends with the hope he can help us to get to the temple, going to return the chest, going to the. He's basically just listing all these things. Like, will we be safe?
Is
going?
A, B, or C bad?
All of the above.
Okay. So, all right. So, what's the first one you're asking? Let's just do this
Could
one at a
I-
time because it's easier.
Could I throw something in as a possible other thing to ask?
Sure.
Hiring somebody within this area to maybe do the errands, the rookery and the Alec package, to go act as a go-between?
Oh, that's a
what
good
about
idea.
Dwarven woman?
Oh
as-
yeah, we could just get one of the natives here to go and run it while we do the other things, and then meet us back here, I guess.
We've seen the natives not be treated super well. Do we really want to put them at risk of this?
Wait.
I
so-
wasn't necessarily thinking a native even, but maybe we can just
I'm sure they know people. Yeah.
find
Sarah-
someone to hire. Maybe even if we go to see this man that knows Cyrus, maybe he has a messenger that would like a job.
Well, how about I cast augury and get a general feeling? Because obviously, if I get like, hey, going to the rookery is a bad idea, then hiring someone to go there is probably a worse idea, for their sake.
That's fair.
Oh, that sounds like a them problem.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the scribe.
So yeah, I'll do those four in that order for convenience sake.
Okay. All right.
Not child support, but Sirius's buddy.
All right. So, the first one, scribe.
Going to get information from the scribe.
Whoa.
Woe is for bad results. Okay, like Varnas is looking, and like the oil like moves into like this really like ugly shape, and he looks away, and he's like, "Nope, we're not going to go see the scribe. Bad idea. Nope."
Okay, child support from Cyrus's distant father. Asking it what would be the result of meeting the Rune Master and asking him, just meeting him in general, or asking him for help?
Specifically asking him for help.
Weal and woe.
Okay. Cyrus, your buddy? And I kind of do like that handshake thing. Could go either way, good and bad.
Sounds about right.
Rookery.
Yeah.
Weal.
Hey, we're clear for the rookery.
Oh, that's nice.
The rookery's A-okay. Now keep in mind, this is just like generically, like if everything goes according to plan, it'll be fine. But like, don't just think that we can just waltz out there just all giddy and shouting our names or anything.
No.
Just to be clear, this is a general reading if we don't fuck it up.
Okay, and then
But it's us, so
Yeah, that's why I'm explaining.
Yeah.
And then the Alec package.
sorry, my bad. So this last one, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each time after casting it that you get a random reading. So now
Oh
it is,
fuck! I totally forgot about that.
that's okay. So now it's up to 75% that it's a random reading. So for Alec package,
Ooh.
that would be. Sorry, I forget what they translate to. Wheel.
All right. I'm getting a good image, but it's kind of blurry to where it could be bad. I can only ask the gods for so many favors, Yeah.
Huh.
So that one's a question mark.
well, that's still very helpful. Perhaps, if everyone is in agreement, we should try the rookery and see if another path opens up to us.
Yeah, and I mean, do we want to deal with we got good and bad results for seeing Cyrus's friend. Is that something we really want to risk? I'm kind of for it only because if he really wanted to mess us up yesterday, he probably pretty easily could have done it.
Oh, he absolutely could have fucked us up. 100%.
I could have taken it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, there's something weird about going there, but I don't think it'll be Ox and Silence and Weasel related. But that's a theory.
If Cyrus wants to go there, then I will trust that.
I'm not sure. Like, why are we trusting this dude that we just met?
Oh, we're not trusting him.
I think the intention is that he may have a way to get us out of the city in a quicker manner.
I feel it will cost me, but I'm sure he may be able to help.
Can we help you pay? Is it this?
Oh no. Oh no. No, this is... I'm sure what he wants is entirely personal to me and my, chaos.
Well, at any rate.
Cyrus, you don't have to give him anything you don't want to. We have your back, whatever it is you want. To a limit. I just realized who I'm talking to. But we won't let this man hurt you.
Well, can you remind me what it is that's at the rookery again? I mean, I keep hearing you guys say packages, but I didn't quite understand what
So, this
it
is-
exactly.
Something was sent to me from a headmaster at the College of Hearthcrest.
Oh.
And it may be useful. It may not. It may be books, it may be money. I don't really know what it was. She mentioned it rather in a hurry as she was scolding her child.
Well, it did say good results, because it can give me an iffy kind of good and bad kind of thing, so it's probably something decent at least. And that's the only one we got a straight good rating off of.
So we could cautiously start there if everyone's in agreement and reevaluate after.
Sounds good.
It's probably our best plan of attack.
All right then.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Did I notice this is like the first time Sailor's not just completely wrapped up?
Yeah. I mean, even through sleep, through anything running, she always kept that head wrap on.
So what she got going on under there? Is it horns? Is it pink hair? Is it a halo? Like, is it a really gaudy faux hawk? Like, give it to me.
Well,
It's a lip tattoo that says YOLO.
When we saw her younger, we saw her face, right? It wasn't wrapped up then.
Yeah. So what is Sayla's hair?
shaved head?
Yeah. What has it turned into from when she was younger?
She's rather plain looking for the most part, which she enjoys because that makes her inconspicuous. I guess if she dolled up, she could be pretty, but she's never going to actually try. So good luck with that. She has a scar on one of her, like, underneath her chin, kind of. Not chin, but, like, jawline. There's just a little scar there. Nothing huge. She's very plain looking.
What color is her hair?
It's a dark brown, almost black, but not quite. You can tell it's definitely not black. It's still got the brown tinge to it.
Would you like me to braid your hair?
It's actually pretty short.
Oh. Never mind then.
Is anyone going to cut their hair, or is that just me?
Fuck no.
No. My hair was brown yesterday. Well, red. Well, my hair was not this yesterday. I think I'm okay.
Do you know how many handsome points I would lose if I lose this? Many.
How many? What's your total?
68.
One
Did
short.
it go up or down when you aged?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
I think Alec will go over to Morganix and she'll say,
That's right. And then
Ti-
we had like new clothes brought to.
You did, yeah.
What?
You did, yeah. And then as you were, some of you were putting the new clothes on, Morganix, Alec approaches you, asks you to do a sick-ass braid.
I totally will, to the best of my ability. Would you like me to make a dexterity check?
No, you're good. I have a feeling that Morganix is fairly confident with the handling of hair. Yeah, it's not like Alec has like super duper like kinky hair. It's it's a little matted, but it's good enough. Fishtail. To get that Anakin Skywalker look going from. Okay, but yeah, you braid the hair, and Alec, it's nice. It doesn't get in your face anymore, and that's
weird.
yeah, it's weird, but you have a much clearer vision now.
I will not paint my face today
Wise.
because I feel as though that's not a good idea.
Good call.
And then Varnast is cutting his hair.
Yeah, so he actually like he'll like take off his God, I can't remember what that thing we called was, like the tabard.
Oh yeah, tabard, yeah.
Yeah, he'll take his tabard off and like fold it like very, almost like ritualistically, but he'll put it in like the bottom of his pack because he knows that that's just like a dead giveaway of his. Excuse me. And then yeah, he'll also take off his chainmail. He'll leave like his leather pants on because they're like nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he basically like removes like his shirt just because like he's about to like be cutting his hair and he doesn't want like hair falling on his clothes. And you guys see this like, along with just like a bunch of like general scars from clearly just like years of being on the battlefield. You guys see that like on his back he has this really gnarly one. Like have you guys ever seen the scars that people get like when they're struck by lightning?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they look
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's got one of those and it goes up to just like almost like a little bit below where the cut on his neck was. So you've probably seen like the tip of it, but you probably just thought it was like, whatever. But now you see like the whole thing. And yeah, he'll cut his hair basically as short as he can, if not bald completely on top. And he'll also trim down his beard massively because he's trying to like hella alter his appearance.
Alec will wash her face. I know. Daring
get
today.
For me.
Most
That's
you get from Cyrus is a hood going up. That's it.
Oh, I love that.
I swear to God, if Cyrus is the reason we get caught, just because you wouldn't fucking do anything other than a hood.
You can't change perfection, okay?
Yeah, like that.
I mean, I could cast invisibility twice. That would give us 2 hours, but then I would need to take a rest.
I think we should save that for a worst case scenario. We need
Agreed.
to escape kind of thing.
But I have it packed just in case.
That's fair. All right, well, are we ready?
I
I'm
guess
ready.
so. Morganix would have just like done her hair in a kind of nice but plain updo and is probably keeping her reading glasses on at all times just to...
My glasses. I can't see without my glasses.
Nice.
Just a little bit of a change, but not a big one. And her hair is black now, so...
Yeah, Morganix, speaking of reading glasses,
Oh, sweet lord.
you haven't read in a while. You just really haven't had time. So it's definitely nice to at least get some semblance of normalcy in your life with everything changing. It's nice to put on the reading glasses. It just feels. It kind of feels like coming home after a really, really long work week. And even though you come home every night, that Friday when you get there and you have the weekend off, like that feeling you get when you put on the glasses. It's nice.
I'm just going to kind of leave them low on my nose so I can still see over them when need to, like full Maggie Smith glare if I have to.
Of course. Okay, so there we go. You all prepare, and you are now all inconspicuous. You have your Assassin's Creed's robes on, ready to blend into the crowds, except for Cyrus, of course. Alrighty. So as all of you begin to head out, making your way out of that hidden room, you do hear Logan's voice come from in the room, and he says,
Wait, please. I apologize greatly for last night. You all obviously have much to do, and I will not hold you back. Obviously, it is very important, and if it is true what Alec told me yesterday, then you all need to hurry. And Alec, I promise you, I know you don't have time now, but the next time we meet, I will tell you everything, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
and he sort of steps back, and it's odd. You never understood why Grandma Tala would treat you like you were her granddaughter and would treat him like he was a distant soldier. But now you see that same look in his eyes to you that she would give to him. And you're not sure why, you don't know if you like it or if you hate it. You don't have that much time to reflect on it. Because as soon as it happens, as soon as you register it, you have to leave. You have things you need to do. There are people who need you more than he needs you. So, you all head out of the native ghetto, walking along, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible, which you realize in this city is, well, very easy, as there are so many characters in this city that are just so much louder and so much more obnoxious than any of you are in your modest clothing. Now, Cyrus, of course, you still draw a few glances. People look at the purple tiefling in the noble's robes walking down the street. But, at least right now, it doesn't seem like it's causing any damage. So, first things first, you guys are heading to the rookery? Because that was the only good one, correct, that you heard?
Yes, indeed.
Purely good. Yes.
Yeah, so that is about a 2-hour walk, because it is all the way on the opposite end of the city.
Oof.
So yeah, you're making your way through, and by the time you get there, there's really nothing that happens as you make your way through the guild quarter, making sure to avoid the Taste of Tranquility. You make your way down that street and around, and after 2 hours, it seems unscathed, you make it to the rookery. And you can see that this is a lighthouse primarily, but there are also birds that are flying in, and with small little, what look like scroll casings wrapped around their legs. And you can see coming from different windows in there are these different flashes of magical energy, different shades of purple and blue. And as you walk in, there is a half-elven woman with dark brown hair, bright blue eyes. You can see that she's wearing sort of a traditional robe of white trimmed with purple. And as you enter, she smiles and says, welcome to the rookery. Were any of you, are you here to pick up a package, perhaps?
Yes, I am.
Very good. May I have your name, please, darling?
Is there like a counter to approach, or?
Yeah. She's standing behind a counter, and you can see that there are currently a whole bunch of ravens in cages, but there's also a like a stack of like sealed packages to the right, and sort of like how you would see like mail chutes in a post office. There are also
Nice.
those behind her, yeah. And they're full.
I'm-
There's a lot of stuff in here.
I'm gonna walk closer to the counter and just kind of under the guise of like examining a bird in a cage and smiling at it and say my name, but not very loudly, just kind of casually.
Okay. Oh, yes, you have the... Oh, my, you have the package from Master Reginald. That's, quite impressive. Friends in high places, right?
Oh, more like an employer. I'm sure it's paperwork for me.
Well, don't be too sure, because right here I have got... Well, there is one piece of paper here for you. This is a letter, but attached there was one, let's see, one small chest. And she reaches over towards the collection of boxes and pulls out a smaller chest. And you have the note in your hand, and as you unfurl it and you sort of peer through your reading glasses, the note's blurry. And you look over the reading glasses, and it's clear. And back through the glasses, it's blurry.
I will just file that mental conversation to have later and just read over my glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, how dare you fix my eyes?
So, it says, generally, my most grand apologies for the behavior of Albrecht. Maybe sometime in the future he may rejoin you again, but for now we must see to his current issues and hope that he grows into an upstanding graduate of the college such as yourself, Morganix. I talked with your father about this Galadar individual. That information, he told me, is included in this parcel, as well as your compensation for, in quotation marks, babysitting. So,
Oof.
inside the chest, there is a small journal with a collection of notes on Galadar, and then there is also a collection of platinum. And divvied up, there is a total of 40 platinum, so that would be 10 for each person, except for Varnast, because she doesn't know that Varnast exists. Sorry, Varnast.
Nope, totally fair. Was not involved with that.
It can be divided 5 ways into 8.
I don't even know what this is for.
You'd rather not know, trust me.
Oh.
Shade.
I mean, if you insist, I'll take it, but
We need everything we can get right now.
very well.
So if we each get 8 platinum, that's like 80 gold?
It's
Yeah.
80 gold a piece.
Holy crap.
Barnast isn't poor anymore. He was borderline.
Man, now you just guys gotta find some time where you're not running away from something to spend it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
And then there are the collection of notes, and you recognize the handwriting. This is your father's handwriting. And generally, this is the you know your dad. He can be a little loquacious sometimes, so you know how to refine the notes into something that's palatable and actually informational. There's a lot of anecdotes, but generally, Galadar is known to be a patron of light and beauty. He's been known to reach out to those who have, that he has foreseen have a troubled future, and try and steer them on the right path, so they may never cause the destruction that is foreseen.
So as Morganix kind of leaves through these, she's got like a sort of at times genuine and at times sad smile. But she never knew that her father knew anything about Galadar. Does she get the feeling that he knows something about her that he never told? Or is this just something that came up through other research naturally?
The thing is, all of these notes, because whenever you would do research with your dad, or your dad would do research for you, something that you were doing, he would always include little notes everywhere, just thoughts that he thought were interesting for you But you can see that even though he still is loquacious in his writing, it's very analytical and it's very to the point, and you get the feeling that well, he didn't know this was for you because there was no writing in here. It seems like Master Reginald must have just asked him to write up a small report about Galadar, and it seems like he's very, very knowledgeable on the subject.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Real quick, Joe.
Yeah.
Can I roll an insight onto who we were talking to? I mean, to who Morgonix was talking to, just in case she was, like, keeping an eye out for someone to pick up that package for nefarious reasons?
Yeah, sure. Make an insight check on the Rooker. Is that what they're called? I don't know.
I don't
handler.
know. Probably not necessary, but we've had a bad day.
Yep.
They do just genuinely seem like they're just doing their job. They're doing the best they can.
Cool.
Life's a grind. They're just trying to get through the day.
Cool. I just didn't want this to be, oh, she pushed the silent panic button and within
Pulls
like
out
5
a
minutes,
block. What's up?
grabs the handle under the counter. All right, cool.
I will thank her very much
Of course. Happy to help.
and leave.
All right. Now, I will... Sayla, there is a package here for you, too, if you'd like to ask for it.
There is?
Yeah, because it was super long ago, so I understand if you don't remember, but Jalissa said, before you guys left, that any new information she found, she would send it to the Rookery under the name Reek.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. She's gonna ask if there's anything just to see.
Okay. And she says, Reek, you said? Yes, there is. There was a package that came, via sea. Ooh. Yeah, maybe, 3 days ago, I believe. Yes, it was quite heavy, actually. There was a small, letter here, for you. Reek, you said your name was?
Yep.
It's an interesting name. Never heard it before. And then there was this larger box here, and she kind of pulls out a medium-sized, like, crate. Well, not medium-sized, smaller. Maybe about the size of, maybe like a 1.5 by 1.5 cube. And kind of lifts it up and sets it on the counter. Whew, don't know what's in there, but it's kind of heavy. So, yeah. Anything else I can get for all of you?
Interesting.
Alec just stays quiet.
So,
Barbarian lady, grab it for me. It's too heavy for me.
Alec will pick up the chest and just kind of make a really strange face.
So, you pick it up. Sayla, are you reading the letter here, or are you waiting?
She's gonna wait till they get a little bit away because she really doesn't want any kind of tells to. She's just uber cautious.
Aren't we really close to that alley where we found the little boy?
No, you passed that a while ago. It would have been like around here in the guild quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were in that area. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the Rookery is right here, number 13.
15.
Oh, I was thinking it was this one. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
All right, so question. We're
Yes.
near the gate to the Rune Master, which, according to Cyrus's friend, they have word to let us in. Or do we want to go to the Edged Horn? Because it's not that far away from here.
Maybe we could find a quiet alley to duck into and see what's in here first.
All right.
How does
I love
everyone
that.
feel about that? Because I'm very curious. Varnas, you don't know her, but Jalissa might have some important information for us.
I'd rather wait till we got somewhere inside to read it, but if you feel it's that important and it might impact what we do next, So
I'd rather not take it to that place with the guy that Cyrus apparently knows.
Could we find like a tavern or some place to stop and under the guise of having lunch?
Yeah, you could probably find. I mean, maybe not at because there's really only there's the Haven on the Water, and then the Traveler's Rest area, the Den Inn. Those are really the only two. Well, those are
No
the
other
inns.
pubs?
Well, there are like. Yeah, there are pubs. I don't know why I was such a. Yeah, in the dock area, there's a lot of places to eat and get food there. And you would definitely be able to find a more open drinking area there, and maybe a few closed ones, but most of them are definitely, yeah, I mean, there's not a whole bunch of choices, because it seems like the Haven on the Water has kind of cornered the market, but...
Those bastards. They're
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah, they've got a monopoly. But I would say in the dock you could probably find something there that you could have a little bit of privacy, a little bit of privacy, if you'd prefer.
I will float that idea as well, in case anyone doesn't like the alleyway one.
That's better.
Let's
I
go.
mean, I truly don't mind.
Cyrus, you need a refill, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Fine, but we're very quick, and anyone not looking at the chest, keep an eye out for unwanted eyes.
Agreed.
Okay, so you all make your way to the dock, and easy enough. There seems to be a large funneling of people towards this larger sort of. It's quite the place, honestly. As you approach, it's like right on the edge of the dock and where it seems like this residential district is. And it is an open air tavern, but there are like sheets of like wool and satin that are sort of separating these different private dining rooms with one large communal drinking area. And there's this. As you approach, there's this huge fountain in the center where people are just sort of sitting around, eating, drinking, and while it's exposed to the sky, there are like little rooms here that can be shut off for privacy. And as you approach, there is a halfling man who stands only about 3.5 feet tall, and he comes over and approaches, and he says, "Oh, welcome. May I find you a table of some sort? Would you like to consume some of the fresh fruit from all around Efera?"
That would be lovely. Especially maybe you could find us one in the shade.
Oh, of course. I would be honored to find a place in the shade for such esteemed guests such as yourselves. Follow me. He begins to waddle away, and you're sort of like bobbing and weaving through crowds of people, but eventually he sort of pulls back a curtain, and there is a table in here that could seat about 6 people. And currently it's empty except for there's 2 pitchers of wine in the center. And he says, if you'd just like to wait one moment, I will be right back and collect whatever orders you have for food. Please sit, drink, and I will be right back.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yes.
And as all of you enter and the curtain shuts behind you, you all feel as though you have some sense of privacy in this area.
Do they have mozzarella sticks here?
No, just jalapeno poppers.
Ah, the inferior one.
Alrighty, so all of you in the room, you have a little bit of privacy. What do you want to do?
Alright, Sayla's gonna go ahead and start looking at shit.
Okay, so reading the letter or opening the box first? Are you
Alec will set the box
Letter.
very heavily down on the table.
letter? Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely reading the letter first.
All right. So reading the letter, you're going to be a lot less confused when you open the box. So in the letter, it says that sometime between when she is writing the letter and the 28th of Summer Court, which let me go ahead and Efera campaign, and let me pull up the calendar real quick just so I can give you an idea of how far away that is. So currently, right now, your date is, it is the 25th. So in any time between now and in 3 days, Duradine Dupree will be in New Efera. Included in the box is 1 vial of Black Lotus poison. There is a forged letter in the box that will allow them access through the High Gate, and in turn access to a ball that is being thrown in honor of Duradine, happening on the 28th. The poison should be used on him. She has gathered disguises and rings of alter self that have a limited use to disguise you all as those who you are not. There are rings that will disguise Morganix and Alex as if they are from the Council of Yggdrasil. And there are 3 rings that would disguise Sayla, Cyrus, and Al to be from Bella Clara. There are also clothes in the crate that will work as the disguises. It also says let Morganix and Cyrus do most of the talking. And there is a surprise waiting for the 5 of you in room 304 at the Haven on the Water. And then it says, good luck. Let's end this here.
Sayla just has a massive grin on her face. This is her element. This is what she was born to do. She's super happy about it.
Does she read it out loud?
Yep.
What?
What's a ball?
It is a social event.
Oh, that's
where-
so good!
Oh, Alec is like startled. What is this?
You're not gonna like it.
No, you're not.
Oh, they're wonderful. Ignore them, dear.
They're perfect for murder.
Not typically the activities I got
Oh.
into in mind, but you know,
It is an amazing place for assassins to do their work. It's so crowded and nobody ever expects it.
Is this our plan?
We're not actually considering this, are we?
We can't do this and go to the temple at the same time. We have to pick one.
in the vision in Earl's Crossing, we saw Duradine with that prick Charles Windren. I mean, while I'm not necessarily saying we should do this, and I make sure I'm not saying this too loud, like conspiring a murder. It would certainly eliminate the possibility of at least him being there, or potentially stopping his bankroll.
Remind me when the ball is, sorry?
It is in 3 days.
I mean, I feel like, not to poke a sore spot here, but had last night not occurred, we might have been able to pull this off, but they're going to have their guard up. Like, they're bound to know that we attempted to off them last night.
Well, to be fair, they don't know that exactly. They could have just assumed that Brez was going rogue. They could have assumed anything, unless they gathered the information from him directly, but how do we know that Duradine Dupree is that confirmed, Joe, that they're just like in cahoots with these 3?
Yeah, it was confirmed by
Okay.
Brezendara and Sinver.
Well, we do have disguises. I don't know. Alec is going on and on, but at the same time, I feel like her confidence has completely diminished, so she just kind of trails off. She doesn't know.
Don't think the butchers are the type to go to a ball. Sayla, you've seen them. Can you imagine that?
Only if they had no choice.
But regardless, they would probably at least warn Charles of what happened with them. I mean, they either got the info out of Brez, or they probably went back and have found Dara's dead by now, so they're not stupid. They probably figured out what happened.
You guys are gonna take this from me.
I'm not. It would solve a lot of our problems, but we would really have to decide between this and the temple. I don't think we can do both. Will this help our goal of stopping Charles?
She just kind of shrugs and gives in because she knows good and well, like, she has no confidence that her opinion will be valid or taken account for. She has none.
I mean,
Joe, question real quick. Their expedition to go there, who was leading that right now? Like, to get to this temple? If is Duradine and Charles and Agatha are all in the city,
Charles
has
isn't
an
in the city.
expedition? Say again?
Charles isn't in the city. Charles was sent with a boat and a crew and a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of soldiers to go to the temple. It's just it's just Agatha and Duradine who are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Do we-
Jamie. I didn't...
no, it's fine. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Do we have any way of knowing how long it will take them to get there?
Well, let's move to the map. So it's in that green circle there. And I said that they were about halfway there. So they were like here, in this blue circle.
When is the ball?
3 days.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
So they're currently, guesstimate about 144 miles away.
And how fast can a boat travel in a day?
I'd probably say, they're heading upstream. So I'd probably say they're maybe 4.5 days away, because they also have to traverse through some jungle. 4.5, 5. If you guys are looking at a map just trying to guess, anywhere between, if they're going fast, if they're pushing hard, it's 2.5. If they're, going at a normal pace, it'll probably be closer to 5. So it's hard to pinpoint.
If I hate to bring it up, but potentially my friend could speed our journey. I don't know if he can, but he might.
You think we could go to the temple and back before the ball?
Oh, I haven't got a fucking clue. No idea. Probably not. But I imagine it's one or the other.
He
But
seemed
we could ask my
powerful.
friend. He did kind of blink and he was in he just left the room. So that was pretty cool. I don't think I was that drunk.
As people who understand magic, like Joe, like Cyrus and I could tell that this guy was powerful, right? Like we can sense that.
Oh, yeah. Because you've seen something, like you've heard of things like animate object or something like that.
Yeah.
Or telekinesis, where you can sort of move things, but that's usually like one thing at a time. And he was just moving 18 different things all at once. So, yeah. It probably has something to do with him being so close to his tower, and you're not sure how long that tower's been there for. Older than Cyrus, that's for sure. But other than that, yeah, you can safely assume that he's pretty powerful, and being near his tower probably just helps that and makes him more, so.
Well, I think we should go around. Until we speak to your friend Cyrus, we're not going to know what our possible options are, but let's say we have to choose. I think we should go around and just everyone says, like, what should we do? If they only get to pick one. Morgonix, you go first.
I think we need to talk to Cyrus's contact before we make that decision.
I mean, it's not a decision. I'm just wondering what everyone's thinking right now before we get information from someone else. Because, I mean, we need to be careful about what we say around him.
If we suspended all reality and we knew we could absolutely do one or the other, I would maybe say the temple. But if I were to say the temple, I still have no idea how on earth we would beat that ship there.
Fair.
So, yeah. So I guess I would say ball. But I would be very curious as to what way Cyrus's contact could aid us, if any. I feel like I'm making an uninformed decision.
Fair enough. Well, after my mozzarella sticks come, do we want to go to the etched horn, or are we going to the tower? Because, I mean, we're not that far from the etched horn, right?
Again, I mean,
No.
supplies won't hurt.
Do they sell supplies at the Edge Torn? Right? Isn't that like a general?
Yeah, it wasn't like wasn't it like
Yeah.
magic items?
Yeah, it was a magic shop.
And we just got platinum.
And I could use some more alchemical supplies, maybe do some more invisibility potions.
I mean, there's no reason that they would expect us at somewhere like the etched horn. So
No, they have no reason at all.
That's very true. So I guess my vote would be there next.
Let's go, please. If that's all right with everyone.
Oh, I'd love if this guy just comes back to an empty table like, oh.
Oh, but we're leaving.
Varnas throws down a silver piece.
Okay.
Yeah, so does Morgonics.
All right, 2 silver. Oh, that's still a pretty good day for him. Okay.
Sayla does not.
Sayla
Alec
steals
will-
2 silver pieces.
Can Alec put down like a whole platinum piece because she doesn't understand money?
What? No.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Sayla
God.
will take
All right,
that.
I will commit to that character choice.
No.
We see her do that.
Sayla steal that.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Funny.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Just, I don't know. She doesn't. What is currency, man? That's weird.
Sailor,
Hey,
you
it
now
stays in the group.
have 1 extra platinum piece, and Alec, you have 1 less platinum piece.
Okay.
My passive perception's 22. Did I catch that?
Oh my, yep, you did. You saw Alex set it down, and you were gonna be like, wait, and then you saw Sayla pick it right back up.
Varnas just kind of looks at Sayla
Not a
and
word.
just raises one eyebrow.
Shush.
He just walks out because we cannot afford to get into a loud fight and draw attention right now.
Alrighty. Very good. So, you take that time and you leave, and you make your way out. And as all of you are leaving, and just as you get to sort of the edge of this area, you hear a, "All right, sorry that took so long." Oh, all right. And that's the last thing you hear before you eventually get out of range of hearing. So, wrapping around the dock, northward towards the etched horn, opening up the door, and you can see a fairly well-decorated shop interior here. There are different cases of anywhere from magical rings to armor to weapons. Just regular wondrous items, really anything you can think of. It seems to be on display behind a locked case. And sitting at the counter, you can see a human man with blonde hair. And he says, hello, and he sort of sits up. His feet were on the countertop as soon as you walked in. He sort of straightens out to be more of a business man look and says, "It's very nice to welcome you to the Edged Horn. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just here to meet the Torgunev?"
I was told to deliver this here, and I could have a choice to pick something out. And she'll just kind of like awkward at business transactions, set the chest on the table.
Oh. The ledge.
Oh, your brother sent us.
Alexei sent this? You know, he has such an issue with trusting strangers. But, well,
And he opens up the chest and he sort of looks at it for a bit and he says,
well, it seems like everything is accounted for, so,
alright, fine. Well, I will, I guess I will honor the promise he made, but do not think that this will happen very often. This is, you did favor for him, and I'll honor it. By the way, my name is Dmitri. It is good to meet you. And I'll go ahead and show to everyone. So this is Dmitri and Alexei Torganev.
Nice.
I'm into it.
Wait, he's both? Oh wait, I'm an
No.
idiot. It's fine. It's been a long week. I'm with it.
So, is there anything in particular you are searching for, or are you just here to peruse, window shop, if you will? Oh, your item, yes, what was it? Valued at 150 gold or less? Is there something in particular you were looking for? It seems like most rowdy, adventurous types like yourselves are typically searching for health potions. I have some of those if you'd like.
What else does he got?
Well, it honestly just depends what you might be looking for. If you are a ranged sharpshooter, I have ammunition of any kind that is magically enhanced to seek its target a little better. If you are worried about people following after you, I have magical powders that make it impossible to trace you, no matter what terrain you might be on. If you are afraid of falling off cliff, I have ring that prevents falling from... Well, it doesn't prevent falling from cliff, but it prevents a lot of damage from when you fall on cliff. Also, if you are more into magic, I have scrolls of different combinations of spells, if that is something that you're seeking. Or rings of protection from different sources of harm that would come your way. As I said, my brother and I keep a very well-stocked store, so if you tell me, you ask, there's a good chance that we probably have it.
Alec will look to the group to see what they want.
Alec, what was it that you wanted to buy from his brother?
Wasn't it like a ring of protection?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like not just like a specific kind, but like the expensive kind of ring of protection.
Yeah.
The one that Alec, who's just giving away platinum pieces, probably still cannot afford. Does he have just a regular ring of protection? Or, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, ring of protection is a little outside of the 150 gold.
Yeah, that's
range.
okay.
I'd give you a discount on it if you'd like. So you'd be looking at, 1,000.
Oof.
Let's see, 1,875 gold for the ring.
Alec just blinks.
My friend here doesn't like to wear armor, but what do you have within range that might make her harder to hurt?
Well, yes, it is, but this, I have, certain things that, harder to hit,
Or if, by magical means, something along that lines. I do well with my sword and my hands, but magic is not something that is in me, but maybe something that could protect me from it.
okay, alright, I think I
Also, Alec will also be purchasing any health potions he has.
okay. So it just depends. He says, well, in terms of health potions, just to get started there, easier to catalog. Right now I have 10 greater healing potions, and Let's see here.
How much are they?
They're 150 gold.
How much gold do I have? How does math work?
Alec, I'm making those now.
Oh, okay.
You're making greater healing potions?
The last one I made was.
Wow.
I have 70 gold.
And she's short.
What do you mean? Does he have regular healing potions?
Yes, potions of regular healing, about the 45 gold.
Alec is so bad at shopping. I'm bad at shopping. I don't want to go first. Alec is just gonna have a minor anxiety attack and step away from the counter.
Well, thinking, do you sell alchemical supplies?
Yes, we do sell alchemical supplies.
Okay, could I get 70 gold worth?
70 gold worth? Yes, would you like 70 gold worth of high quality, low quality? What are you thinking?
Moderate to high.
Okay, very well. So, this collection here, and he pulls out a few satchels and baggies and a couple of glass containers that seem to have some glowing items in it. We have very, very high quality here. Probably could only get maybe 2 potions out of these, but really you could kind of make anything you want if you have a very massive knowledge of alchemical workings.
Let's go a little lower.
Very well. Yes, so with this collection, it's a little bit less volatile, easier for more beginners if they're willing to split a little bit of extra coin, but you could probably make 4 or 5 potions from these that would have quite a successful effect. But, just to be known, mix up the wrong things and it still can be quite volatile. But, if you succeed, the things you make, they tend to have a bit more oomph to them.
That sounds good.
All right.
I also have this alchemical powders. I have purple and blue, and I wonder if you have any interest in them.
Let's see. These are magician powder.
Yeah.
They are interesting, no? Let's see. You have the 2 bags, 1 blue, 1 purple. Well, they can be used to create things. Yeah, we'll do 5 gold a bag.
Then I will, along with these, take an additional 70 gold worth of the materials we spoke about.
Very well, alright. So there you go. So you have about 8 to 10 potions worth of materials here. But like I said, be careful. Some of the things in here can be quite dangerous. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. Alright.
Nice.
I will buy. Alec had dumped her coin purse on the counter, and she was
Oh,
counting
good.
very slowly because she is unsure how math works as well. I just read what Sarah said. Is okay. I will take. Looking at Sayla, kind of confused as to what happened there. I will take 1 healing potion, just the regular kind. And she will slowly count out every last 45 gold. Or, well, he has to make change.
You are counting out the coin, and he's just like watching you do it, and he says, "Alright, okay, how about this? You helped my brother out, and I think I understand why now. Or my brother helped you out, I should say. So you know what, don't worry about the healing potion. Keep your gold, and we'll count this for your service. And frankly, it is quite better than healing potion, and yeah. Alright. Okay. Here. It's potion, it's small, but don't let that deceive you. And he pulls out something that can't be more than a tablespoon worth of liquid. Super duper tiny amount, and he hands you the vial, and he says, that's right here. Potion of, Vitality. So it is quite useful as potion. It doesn't have as immediate effect of healing potion, but if you take it right time, it helps in expediting recovery. So out of dialect, when you drink the potion, it removes any exhaustion you're suffering from and cures any disease that is affecting you. And for the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of hit points from any hit die you spend.
Hey, neato potato. Okay.
So, just take this and maybe let your friends do counting from now on, or yeah, invest in a banker.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course, I am always happy to help. Charmed. So, what else? Maybe you looking for rods or wands or staffs, bags, containers, carrying devices, I know the type, I know the type. I know what you're searching for, as most are.
Sayla, Cyrus, one of you two want to go, or is it me?
No, I'll wait for the both of you.
I don't know if Sayla needs anything at the moment. Hold on, let me take a look. Well, she's got 2 health potions, and she still has those 3 doses of the bone shard paste. So I think she's
Alright.
good at the moment.
All right, then I'll go. Do you have anything that could help someone see in the dark that is not gifted at doing so naturally?
Oh, yes, I have plenty of goggles of night vision.
And how much would those run, roughly?
Well, we'll say 750 gold.
God fucking damn. Son of a bitch. Okay.
I have a purely conversational, hypothetical question.
Of course.
I was overhearing a bit of chatter in the pub, and a man was claiming that he actually got 5,000 gold for a potion of invulnerability. Was he talking nonsense? Those even go for?
Well, you know, a potion like that, it is so hard to come by. It's hard to say what it would actually run for. It honestly just depends. You know, they can run anywhere from, you know, the low 3,000 if they're sold to the wrong person. I mean, I've heard of them sold for anywhere between 7,000 and 8,000 gold as well. It just depends who you sell them
truly
to.
remarkable, and I'm just going to kind of chuckle a little and turn away and look at Sayla and raise an eyebrow.
Barnes is like,
She
what the
just
fuck are you
shrugs.
talking about?
I'm going to kind of walk over to Sayla.
What do you
What
want?
do you think? What do you think?
What, you want me to sell it?
I'm asking if you want to sell it.
I've nearly been dead a few times now.
Okay, fair enough.
We have a zombie now, no offense.
Hey guys, I will be right back. Hold on.
I mean, with money, I could actually get something that if you die, I could fix that, but that's fine. All right, well, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks, though.
You're right. Of course. I understand. I understand. Of course.
And I kind of like side eye everyone before I do this. And
Oh,
I kind
God.
of walk up and kind of like I'm blocking like what I'm about to show him with like my gross cloak that I'm now wearing. What can you tell me about this? And I pull out that angel feather I got from that I was supposed to give to Bears before I murdered him.
That right there. Well, I'd say that it's worth, provided that it is real.
Oh, it is.
Probably quite valuable if you are looking to sell.
And he eyes the group behind you, and he says, Organics, make a perception check.
Oh boy.
I'm going to send you a message on Discord, Jamie, because he is going to whisper to you. Okay, and then I'd also like you to make a sleight of hand check, Cyrus.
Okay.
See if you can kind of keep it hidden away to... Okay, yeah. So, Morganix, you do get a peek at this, like, chromatic, constantly changing and shifting feather. And it is angelic and divine, and it is beautiful. And you immediately feel an instant connection to it. And you feel that connection, and then he whispers this into your ear, Cyrus.
Oh, shit. Okay.
What is that?
Hmm?
What is that?
What's what?
I just kind of look him in the eyes. Cyrus.
It's heirloom.
It feels very interesting.
Theoretically, what if you know? I'm just curious. What would its uses be?
Well, whoever is carrying it, if it is true what I've read and heard about that type of object, if the person carrying it is to die, like all the way, the item is consumed and they are returned to full everything. They felt no pain, they returned to consciousness and everything. As if there were no wounds caused to them.
This, right?
Yeah, he's not, like, this guy is, he's shook. He is very,
So if that is the case, obviously its worth is quite grand. If it is real, of course.
That's thank you. And I'll kind of tip him a silver piece and say, "I'm afraid it's not for sale."
Yeah, okay. You said it was family heirloom?
Yes.
My friend, I think you might not want to talk to your family anytime soon. There's only one way to get those.
Do tell.
It involves capturing one and removing it while it is still living. It is a gruesome process. It can ruin any shred of what they may have been.
Well, that's rather awful.
Yes,
I
is.
shall bear that in mind. But truly, thank you. And I've still been like, even though Morganix has seen, I've been very careful to be hiding this. Like, at least I'm looking over my shoulder regularly.
Yeah. And so
Can I try to see it? Like, does Alec recognize that's what he got when the thing happened?
I don't think you saw him take it off the body.
Okay.
I don't think.
I don't think I did either.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I never handed it over. When I went to give him it, I shocked him and then killed
That's
him.
right.
that's right. Yeah.
That's right. Dope. Okay.
So, yeah. Well, very well. That is fine, I understand. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would want to carry such a hot ticket item as that.
On the downer, darling. But
Of course. Of course, thank you. And he sort of slides the silver piece over and tucks it into his sleeve. So, yes, you... Anything else I can get for the rest of you? Any other items you might be searching for? Immovable rods? Yeah, I don't know. Anything?
oh god, a move rods are quite useful.
Nah, I'm good. Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, and that's fine for me, darling.
All right, very well. It makes sense to me. All right. Well, if there is nothing else, that
Have a
you
good day.
can think of, yes. Good day. Please. Bye bye. It was great meeting all of you. And I will try and send a message to my brother to let him know the package arrived safely. Thank you. What was your name again?
My name is Alec Silverfoot Alec Silverfoot is my name.
Alex Silverfoot of Alex Silverfoot. It is very nice. Very nice that you are a... So you're junior? You know, it does not matter. Sorry. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Alex Silverfoot. Your delivery is greatly appreciated, and happy to make your acquaintance. Bye-bye.
Alec will leave as well.
All right. So, real quick, Salo, was there anything that you wanted to purchase? You saw, you weren't able to get a good glimpse of it, but Cyrus was kind of showing this guy something, and he whispered something in Cyrus's ear, and then they talked about how getting this thing, whatever it was, is not very pretty. It is very gruesome, and it is not exactly good. But the thing that he has, if Cyrus, while holding it, or while it's on his person, if Cyrus were to die, fail all 3 death saving throws, like dead, he would immediately, it would consume the item, and he would return to full HP alive as if it had never happened.
Jesus, I have no idea what the fuck that is, but that's crazy. I'm sorry, since I had to step away, I'm very lost right now.
No, that's okay.
No, I
You
mean-
guys were still in the magic shop.
Yeah, we haven't left.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
we were about to. But
Yeah,
if you
so I
want-
just didn't know if there was anything you wanted to get from the shop before they left, because I know you were starting to ramp up to say something.
I don't even remember what it was.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's totally okay. Okay.
I don't think she wanted it to buy anything. She's got that bone shard paste and health potions, so I think she's okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So very good. Sounds good to me. So you all head out. So
Hey, Alec.
Yeah.
Alec,
Yes.
might want to use a different name.
That is the name that I've always used.
Yes, and now we're wanted by some very dangerous people who have very descriptive imagery of what we are and probably what our names are. So keep that in mind.
I've got 2 wanted names.
Right. I will do that. I apologize.
I mean, I don't think he's going to say anything, but we don't really know who to trust. So discretion's the better part of valor and all.
I will think of a new name as we go.
Fair enough. To the tower?
Yes.
Cyrus, I mean, you're pretty much going to be doing the talking. Do you know what you're going to say to this guy?
No, not a fucking clue.
Not even
That's
like a rough
comforting.
idea?
No, not particularly. When the moment strikes.
That's when you do your best work, isn't it?
Yes.
Alrighty. So as
Alright.
all of you head not a very far distance away, cutting through the residential area right behind the docks, you head toward the Rune Master's Tower and the High Gate to speak with Cyrus's adoptive, estranged father. And as you head there, getting closer towards the High Gate to have the conversation, whatever it may be, that is where we're going to go ahead and end today's session.
Oof.
Huh?
Oh man.
No.
We got
So
10
much-
steps backwards at the same time as we moved forward.
Sarah,
So
did you
much
say
for that.
no? Did you just say no?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
That's funny.
Look at that heavy combat session we were all planning on.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
what
I mean, it was
happens
for
when
Bez. I mean, sorry, Braz.
I mean, it
He
ended
really
up
shit
being
the bed.
crazy.
that's what happens when you have an NPC do a job that a PC needs to do.
Well, I mean, there was no way any of us could have done it.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Would have been very
No.
odd if any of you tried
Dara
to do
was,
it.
Dara was in a mess. Like, she wouldn't have been able to do it, even though she's probably more charismatic, but she was, like, on the floor, barely coherent.
Yeah.
I'm glad Sailor didn't get murderized. That was
you
cool.
mean devoured? Fuck.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out. Jesus Christ. I've been stressed all week.
I'm gonna be more stressed again this week.
That was the thing. Like, I didn't think it was gonna go smooth, but I didn't think it was gonna go that badly.
Well, remember, it's Ryan. He keeps tempting fate. He said, "Wow, everything went really well that first session. Things are they got to go bad now."
Dude, I literally said this was a bad idea, and no one listened. I was like, there's so much shit that could go wrong with this. Why are we doing this?
It created good drama. Oh my
It
god.
really did, though. I'm so glad she rolled so high on her stealth. Oh my god.
Yeah, that could have been really bad.
I really could. She could have died. She could have been gone.
Oh, God. Alrighty, well, that is going to go ahead and end the stream. I don't think... there are 3 concurrent viewers. Alright, well, thanks for sticking around this long. Thank
Oh
you
my
all
goodness.
for watching. Yeah, I hope to... I don't know if I'll live stream it next week, as it is a process. But, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Later.